In the 5th century of the Christian era, the doctrine of grace alone for salvation, the great doctrine of the Apostle Paul and the apostles of Christ, the grace alone for salvation was about to die out. Until it was rediscovered in the Scriptures and promoted widely by Augustine of Hippo. That doctrine and gospel of grace alone is also under attack today.
In the church in which I was raised, they preached a Jesus, and they said we need grace, but not grace alone.
When we begin to put our hope and our trust in, either in ourselves or in regard to another person, of their glorying in their works, I think to that degree we rob ourselves.
There are many who are abusing it, misunderstanding it, or denying it in our day as well.
Grace and duty is imbalanced in such a way that a believer listening regularly spends far more time in self-examination and in finding their hope and their confidence and their assurance in themselves and in their performance and not in the work of Christ.
Grace alone means we completely depend on Christ for our salvation. That there is nothing we must do in order to be made right with God, because Christ has done it all.
For by grace, Paul says, you have been saved, or ye are saved. That is, you stand saved. And it is grace from the beginning all the way through to the end.
And not only does this humble us, but it gives us hope. Because apart from this understanding of grace, we are looking to ourselves. We're seeking to do more.
If they have a legalistic understanding, God is always scrutinized and God is always watching, God is always disappointed, you're always failing,
which is never enough, which never brings joy or peace or satisfaction.
The doctrine of grace alone for salvation stands against the legalism, the doism, the misunderstanding of Christianity that really is spread throughout the world today.
As we say to a sinner at the beginning, Christ's works, not yours. As you say to the struggling saint, Christ's works, not yours. As you say to the one who's beating themselves up because they've blown it in some way, you go back to the reality that there is a fountain open for sin and uncleanness.